Hey folks, Lindsey Huddleston back at it again, SPS in the building, another SPS mental health moment. Have Coach Pierre Brooks Sr. There's been another Pierre Brooks getting a lot of attention lately. We got to clarify that right now, right?
Right, exactly.
Coach of the Frederick Douglass Academy. So happy to have you on. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. You know, it's almost like I've got a final four of coaches. I've had Coach Brandon Bear from U Prep, Coach DJ Foster from Hamtramck, and Coach George Ward from King. And like all you guys were getting ready for it to go down. I think it was March 13th. It was going to be a big battle. I hate to make them old wounds come up, but take me back to that time and how you guys worked through
that. Yeah, we were building up a lot of momentum during that time. Our season kind of was up and down, and we were kind of gelling right at the right moment, right before this thing hit. And we actually, I think, had our best practice the day before this thing really went down. And I kind of knew it was going to happen, with the postponement, but I tried to keep, our guys' spirits up and, stay as optimistic as possible. But yeah, it was pretty tragic that, how things went down that way. But we liked our chances going forward, though.
Yeah, I bet, man. And it's one of those things that does it play over in your mind a lot? How would it worked out, and talking to the guys about it? I mean, just as competitors, you think about this stuff all the time.
Oh, most definitely. I think it's been a while now, so I think we're starting to kind of finally get over it and thinking ahead now. But it took a little while to kind of get over the fact that we didn't get a chance to finish our season. And by us having 6 seniors, it was a little bit more impactful to us because we really wanted to see our seniors end the season off on the right note. And, because our guys, they work hard, they, and it was somewhat sad because we in there early in the morning, we put in extra hours and getting our guys prepared and ready for this particular moment, and for it to end like that was kind of troublesome, but I think they're starting to get over it finally.
For those who really can't appreciate it, talk about what it's like when you feel good about a practice, when you felt you had a great practice going into that. Talk about that a little bit.
Oh, most definitely. So, as a coach, you somewhat hang your hat on the type of practices you have, especially going into big games or tournaments, what have you. So you just, leave practice feeling like, okay, that was a good practice. I feel good about going into this game. But then
that's all you got before you go into the game, is practice beforehand.
So, and then in some instances, you like, oh man, I don't know what we're gonna do tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So, that plays a pivotal role in, your outlook as a coach sometimes. But then sometimes, your kids will fool you. You have a great practice and they still stink up the gym. You know what I'm saying? Or we have a bad practice and they play really well.
Right.
I guess that's fool's gold in some aspects.
It can go like that. Now, here's a question I never thought about, and this is giving all due respect to the tragedy of COVID-19 and a lot of lives being lost and whatnot. But do you think it's more challenging to end the season without playing, or having played and not get the outcome you want?
That's kind of tough. I would like the opportunity to still have played. You
want to see, you want to be able
to put everything on the floor and let everything lie where they may. But I would still like that opportunity to see what we would have done.
Yeah, I get it. You got a lot of seniors that are going to be transitioning, and things are kind of out in the open. I know you've always been really good for being connected with the transition part of getting your guys to the next level, including your son, Pierre, who's making that next step to Michigan State. What is it like for these guys who didn't get that final playoff run to see what they're going to do next as it relates to the next playing opportunity or just their next educational opportunity?
Yeah, we as a program have been real successful on getting our guys to the next level, whether it's, actually playing scholarship-wise or even just being an academic student and getting academic scholarships. I really am somewhat boastful at the fact that we had 8 guys with a 4.0 GPA.
Wow.
This past semester. So, I really I'm very proud of the fact that our guys really take care of their business in the classroom. So we have Pierre, of course, he just committed to Michigan State, but I got two other seniors. I got one, Donovan Peoples, who actually got a scholarship offer from Oakland University to play basketball.
Wow.
Also have Xavier McClendon, who, is a good student, great player as well. He just committed to go to a prep school, Southwest Ohio.
Okay.
Maybe a couple of days ago. And Khalil St. Clair, he has a lot of options and where he could go, as well as Fred McNeely,
Okay.
who has a few options as well. And so, we just, take a lot of pride, me and my assistant coach, Tommy Smith. He does a great job of reaching out to coaches and getting these guys to the next level. That's what it's all about.
Man, y'all cranking them out. So what do you say to a parent who's looking at the success you're having with your program, where people are going, of course, where your son is going and other players are going, who just may have an interest in being over there because what you can help guys do after, high school? How do you communicate with them when they want to talk about the success you have?
Well, first and foremost, we always pride ourselves in having a family atmosphere. Myself being in the building as a teacher, and we have a very supportive administration with Dr. Willie White and Miss Beasley. We just create a very family atmosphere because it's a small school. We only have 70 students.
Wow.
So we only have 70 students. So everyone, of course, knows everyone. If we could see somebody is going through a problem or an issue, we can kind of detect that early and help kids along the way. But this the small classroom environment, the family atmosphere. That's what I always try to promote within our school and our program, that, you won't fall through the loops or what have you, because, it's such a small school. We're able to really help kids on an individual basis, whether it's in the classroom or we can pinpoint the problems they may be having with their game, whether it's ball handling, their shooting abilities, or their strength. We can help them a lot more because of the small atmosphere that we have.
Right. So staying with that point, when you talk about middle schoolers who are looking to transition and where they want to spend their high school career, what are some of the characteristics that you would ideally look for in a student that's coming over academically as well as athletically to be part of the program there?
It's, at this juncture, when I was a younger coach, we just kind of looked at the athletic side, see what he could bring to the table on the court. But now that I've, been in the game for over 20 years now, we first look at character, what type of person they are and what they could bring in terms of being a good character person. Of course, all kids have their issues and things that they may be going through, but we want kids that are good character kids, that are honest, and those type of traits. And then, of course, we look at kids, they have to interview to get in Frederick Douglass. A lot of times that's a misconception that Frederick Douglass is an alternative school. It was like that back in the day, but now it's an application school. You have to interview, you have to put in an application. Really? And the 70 kids that we have are solid, So that's something that we really look for. Academics, you got to be good character. And then we look at whether or not or how good you could be on the basketball court in terms of potential.
Wow. So the misconception can be, if I'm a great player, that's all that matters. That's all that's needed, and I'm going to be good, compared to, no, you got to have your character in order and your academics.
Most definitely. That's important.
Right. When you did that great video, when your family did that great video of Pierre talking about his transition, you were at an iconic place. You were on the steps of St. Cecilia. Talk about how important it was to have St. Cecilia as a backdrop for the next step your son was taking.
Yeah, St. Cecilia means a lot to us. I of course, played at St. Cecilia when I was a player at King High School. That was a big moment for us to play at St. Cecilia. This with the aura and the mystique of stepping through those doors is like, wow, I'm at the Saint. I'm playing at the Saint. This is where Magic played. This is where DC played. So that was definitely a big moment for me, this in terms of as a player. So when I first started coaching in Detroit, at Detroit Northern in 2001, the first thing I did was sign my team up to play at St. Cecilia.
Wow.
So every summer I've taken my team down there, and Pierre, as a young fella, maybe not even walking yet, was always entrenched in the St. Cecilia culture and going to the camps and just being around all the older coaches or what have you, and instilling in him certain values of what it meant to be a part of that St. Cecilia culture. So, and then I had the honor of, I ran St. Cecilia Summer League for about 3 summers and helped with the camp with Benny White as well. So, it's been a big part of our
definitely
our family. Yeah.
Well, it was great to see the announcement, of course, of Pierre making the transition, but to see that St. Cecilia background, man, that just warmed so many hearts. You know, of course, we're talking about the COVID-19 and how it's changed everyone. Before we get out of here, can you kind of just give a message to not only your players, your family, the community around, but just the sporting community as a whole that can really help us kind of stay inspired as we get ready to get through this new ordeal we're dealing with?
Yeah, it's been really tough, but I know with me and my family, my immediate family, it's really been a blessing for us to spend this much time together and get to kind of almost get to know each other all over again.
Yeah.
Spending so much time. So it's been a blessing for us to be able to spend this much time together. I know people are anxious to get back on the basketball court, play 5-on-5, but I think it's just a process, and everything will, go back to normal in due time. Everybody just have to be a little bit more, disciplined in terms of, waiting this thing out.
Ask Pierre how many times you go walk past, man. He didn't walk past.
I think he's doing that on purpose, man. I think he's starting to like this camera a little bit, man.
Yeah, we peeped him. Hey, it's your daddy time right now. He had time. Gee whiz, he walk past till he going to the front door to see if somebody at the front door. That's good, man. Well, you've done a great job, and I'm so glad that you got on. I just want to be able to make sure that all the right people are being recognized, and I'm glad you got to tell a little bit more of the story of Frederick Douglass and all the success you have, and not just with your son, but with all the other students. So, man, with that, we want to stay in touch. We want to stay connected and continue to wish you success going forward, man. I appreciate you.
All right. Thanks for having me, Lindsay. I appreciate it.
Okay. We'll talk to you soon, Coach.
Thank you.
You're good.
Okay.